on camera. Viral videos, bogus or bona fide?
Watch out, kids.
NFL players are some of the most skilled athletes in the world.
Pull. Ready? Go.
But is this even humanly possible?
We like to imagine our professional athletes are these sort of superheroes.
They're put into these situations where you really believe they're exhibiting these superhuman feats of skill.
Good.
The videos are part of a web series called Fantasy Files, promoting NFL.com's Fantasy Football League.
Right now there's about 30 million people playing fantasy football a year, so we wanted people to sign up with the most authentic place to play, the NFL.
So I think the video is actually doing something really clever, which is to subtly reinforce the fantasy side of fantasy football.
It's time to pick me. In your league, you better pick me. That's why you picked me.
In 2006, the series launches online.
Pick me.
Within days, each video racks up millions of hits.
It took on a life of its own. It was exciting.
I watched every one, and it wasn't because I was in them.
Check this out.
I thought, these are great videos.
Go.
It's so cool because it does create a lot of conversation, because some people believe that it's true, some people believe it isn't true.
Armchair quarterbacks across the globe try to tackle the authenticity of the videos.
My first impression is that they're fake. If he can nail a disc flying in the air that precisely, that far down, he should have a lot more Super Bowl rings.
And when I first saw this, I totally bought into it, completely.
Pick me.
It doesn't seem that out of the ordinary because they're athletes. Why wouldn't they be able to do something like this?
Yeah.
He would never do something that ridiculous and reckless because he would completely ruin his season if he injured himself.
All good points. So what's the official ruling on the field?
Were those real or fake? I think everyone should watch Super Bowl 42 and watch the catch David Tyree made when he caught the ball in a pack of players against his helmet. I mean, that's real. They're the best of the best, and there's plenty more moments on the field like that.
Okay, that's not really a clear yes or no answer. NFL quarterback and star of one of the videos, Joe Flacco, should be able to take us behind the scenes.
I would say it was pretty straightforward. I picked up the footballs, they shot the skeet out into the air, pull, and I threw the footballs. I just threw them as far as I could. It took a little while, but it was worth it. It was a lot of fun, and I got a good reaction from it.
So we're not getting anywhere with Flacco either. What about tight end Chris Cooley?
I showed up and they said, we've bought about 15 pieces of sheetrock from Home Depot, so that's how many takes we have. I said, well, we should probably be able to do it in one. It took 15 takes. By far the hardest part of the video was getting the ball back through the sheetrock.
Go.
I started to get cuts and scrapes all over my arm, and so they put makeup on the cuts on my arm. But it wasn't a big deal, it didn't hurt. And
Okay, so Cooley's playing defense against doubters too. Football fans want to get to the bottom of the real or fake debate. Many of them try the stunts out themselves as parodies flood the internet.
All right, watch this.
Some were really bad.
Go.
The worse they got, the more fun we had watching them.
Very funny. But we still can't definitively answer if the original videos are real or fake. Time to bring in the Vince Lombardi of viral video debunking. Alan Melikjanian, aka Captain Disillusion.
Greetings, children. Captain Disillusion here. I would be willing to stake my reputation as Captain Disillusion on the fact that these NFL Fantasy File videos are not real.
Here's a highlight from the captain.
Gentlemen, I give you NFL Fantasy Files.
One. Chris Cooley positions himself behind the wall, but the swish pan from the pass serves as a transition to a shot of Cooley behind the wall where a violent-looking hole has already been pre-cut. A simple digital touch-up masks the hole in the few frames where it's visible prior to impact. Cooley thrusts his hand through the hole, and an elegant animation of dust and debris does the rest. Note the dust disappearing completely before the camera starts to reposition. A moment later, the football is placed in Cooley's hand, though a clean background plate is used to hide this fact, and Cooley emerges victorious.
Pull!
And what about Joe Flacco at the shooting range?
They filmed every element that makes this happen separately. Joe Flacco throwing the ball flying through the sky, and the clay pigeon exploding, and then combined them together in a motion-tracked shot to make it look real.
All interesting theories, but until we hear otherwise from the source, that is just what they are. Theories. We may never have a clear winner in the Bogus versus Bona Fide rivalry, but one thing is for sure. The Fantasy Files are entertaining.
Whether you think it's real or whether you think it's fake almost doesn't matter.
People like to see other people do cool things. On the edge of being believable or not, you know? Man, did he really do that?
Check this out.
30 seconds of something that's like, no way.
Ready?
It was really neat for me to be a part of it.
Go. That's why you picked me.
Coming up,
This is the world's longest basketball shot.
the shot seen around the world.
It was the first trick shot taken to absolutely epic proportion.
Trick shot or trick editing? When caught on camera, viral videos bogus or bona fide continues. Warning, do not play horse against these guys. You will lose.
Welcome to Aggie Land. This is the world's longest basketball shot. Big time!
It's a group of fratty-looking guys running around doing the most impossible-looking basketball shots and succeeding.
They take trick shots to a crazy extreme.
I just can't believe that some of these shots are possible.
Did that ball really go in?
This is the laser shot.
It would be very easy to think that someone could fake this.
The ball goes out of the screen and therefore it must be edited.
It just begs to be taken as a visual effect.
It's in the hole. Yes!
So are these great hoopsters or great video editors?
Our videos are 100% real. I promise. I would even bet my grandma's strawberry shortcake and biscuits and gravy.
Okay, nobody messes with Grandma's home cooking. These guys must be on the level.
This is the airplane shot.
The ballers behind the video are 5 buddies hailing from Texas. In April 2009, the guys discovered their unique talent while roommates at Texas A&M University.
We were in the backyard messing around before we were about to go to lunch.
Ty likes to do one-sided bets is what we call them, where he'll bet if he makes something, then I have to give him something, and then if he misses, it's nothing.
And I bet Garrett that if I made a shot from across the backyard, he had to pay for my sandwich. Of course, college guys got to make a free lunch any way we can.
So I, took that bet for some reason.
And we're like, there's no chance.
I threw up a shot from behind the back and drained it. He made it swish the shot in his very first try.
They can't believe their eyes.
So we go grab the little picture camera and
we'll see if we can get it on film.
Hoo-ha.
And as soon as we saw it on the camera, that was the game changer.
We all wanted to top each other.
Crazy shots behind a tree, standing up on the roof, over a fence.
It's in the hole!
We just started filming everything.
Go bigger and bigger and bigger.
This is the laser shot.
The guys edit the footage together, but before uploading it, they decide their posse needs a name.
That's what I'm talking about! The name actually kind of came about on accident. Me and one of the other guys were sitting in the backyard, and we didn't have a cameraman, so we decided to put the camera just up on the rail. And he looked through the camera and saw that it was already perfectly in frame and said, "Dude, perfect."
But it's something that guys say a lot, you know, "Dude, perfect, nice shot." And so we ended up just calling it "Dude, perfect."
So let's start off.
With a name in place and modest expectations, the guys launched the video on YouTube.
We figured we'd share it with our friends and hopefully they'd get a laugh out of it.
Red 18, blue 42. Hut.
But friends share it with other friends, setting off a chain reaction.
Good.
Within a couple of days, the video scores more than 100,000 views.
Yes!
I literally remember watching someone a couple rows in front of me watching our video in class. It was the greatest feeling ever.
The dudes want to up the ante.
That's in the hole.
They create even more extreme trick shot videos. And in many cases, the harder the shot, the higher the hit count. While driving by Texas A&M's football stadium, Kyle Field, Tyler and Kobe get an idea for their biggest shot yet.
I just looked over and just saw how big it was.
And he goes, "Kobe, I really think I can make a shot from up there on Kyle Field." And I'm like, "Bro, there is no way."
And I told him if he got me in there, I'd make a shot.
A few emails later, Dude Perfect gets full access to the stadium.
We had no idea if it was possible to make a shot from that high or that far.
But after half an hour of attempts...
Welcome to Aggie Land. This is the world's longest basketball shot.
Yes! What?
And we just erupt in excitement.
Took my breath away.
We were really freaking out.
Nobody had ever made a basketball shot from that far before.
It was the first trick shot taken to absolutely epic proportion.
Big time!
In September 2009, the dudes launched the clip under the title, World's Longest Basketball Shot. It spreads like wildfire, racking up more than 2 million hits in just 2 hours, and becomes one of the most viewed videos of the year.
It's one of those very repeatable clips. It's got a little suspense, it's got a great satisfying ending.
This is just a really nice, simple visual representation of achieving something nearly impossible.
But many viewers believe the shot is impossible. Online skeptics rigorously debate the video's authenticity.
Crazy ideas about how we'd strung this string up from the basketball down to the stadium.
There was another guy that thought we used some kind of homing device in the basketball.
Magnetism, you know, a magnet in the goal and a magnet in the ball.
We don't mind that people accuse it of being fake because it's just kind of a statement about how, you know, unbelievable our videos really are.
After the world's longest basketball shot, Dude Perfect becomes a YouTube juggernaut. The guys launch dozens of videos and get tens of millions of hits.
Boom! Yes!
Soon, advertisers come calling.
Yes!
You can't dispute millions and millions of people seeing your brand.
Dude, perfect.
Corporations like Southwest Airlines and GMC hire the ballers to star in commercials.
We started to pitch Dude Perfect as a brand to these different companies, and we'll help you do viral marketing.
This is the airplane shot.
Little known fact, Tyler made that on his second try.
Happy to share their secrets to success, Dude Perfect's Corey Cotton writes a self-help book called Go Big.
The book Go Big is about our super fun story, but it ties in simple steps to taking what you love and actually being able to do it.
The crew also puts out their very own smartphone game called, what else? Dude Perfect.
It's basically Angry Birds with a basketball.
I had my hand in the design process. I'm definitely the best looking avatar in the game.
There it is!
So with all of their accomplishments, what's next for the kings of trick shooting?
If I was able to create my own dream shot, I would get shot out of a cannon while I'm on fire, over a large body of water, over some helicopters, and slam just the world's largest dunk of all time. And then I get some of my grandma's strawberry shortcake after.
Coming up, a man risks his life for a close shave.
Oh my God, something terrible is going to happen.
The truth is, sometimes we like to see bad things happen on the internet.
Any last words, Kenny?
But is the video real?
Pray for me.
The hair-raising truth when caught on camera, viral videos bogus or bona fide, continues.
It's a helmet that you put on and it shaves your head for you.
We give you a little demo.
My first impression was, oh my God, something terrible is going to happen.
Now Ken here, because he's agreed to be our test subject today. So why don't you put that on, Ken?
You do not want to be the first person to test the moving razor blade helmet.
Any last words, Kenny?
I don't know, man. Pray for me.
You watch this kind of like this.
It's going to be some kind of a horror movie.
Blood is going to come pouring from this helmet.
And his head is going to fall off.
I mean, it's going to be a just disgusting mess.
How's it feel?
A little strange.
Oh, can you hear that? That's the screams of a million men who've been shaved by this device.
Moment of truth. Any nicks?
Amazingly, the test subject's head is in one piece.
Nice, it looks smooth.
Leaving many to wonder, is the shaving helmet cutting-edge technology or a razor-sharp ruse?
There you have it. Shaving helmet.
Saw it here first.
The masterminds behind the shave helmet, Michael Krivicka and James Purcellay, reveal the truth.
This is a hoax, and it would probably hurt you really, really bad if you try to put it on and shave your head with it.
In my most drunken stupor, I would never wear this.
James and Michael head up ThinkModo, a viral marketing firm in New York City.
We create videos that ask the question, is this real or not?
The process of trying to figure out how the trick was done is what engages people.
The shave helmet video is a viral ad for a very real invention called Headblade.
Headblade is a shaving product for guys who shave their heads.
Headblade is a small company that wants a boost in sales.
This type of viral marketing is a dream for a small company that wants to get their name brand out there because millions of people go out of their way and actually outright tell people to watch this and watch it for fun.
James and Michael need an outside-the-box idea to attract the attention of the follically impaired.
As someone who shaves my head, I always try to figure out a way how to eliminate that time that I spend every morning. What if there was a device like a helmet where you just press a button and in 20 seconds you're done?
4-blade array mounted on Teflon-coated aluminum rails.
With the idea in place, they hired designer Christo Holloway to make the helmet a reality, or something that looks like reality.
Believability has to be an element of it. The helmet is an existing motorcycle helmet. This control panel is vacuum-formed, laser cut, and then painted. The shaving cream support was milled out of aluminum with a brush finish that looks really slick. And then supposedly the shaving cream would go through this tube onto the blades. On the inside we have this aluminum bar with 4 razors attached to it, and then it moves back and forth, driven by the motor.
So if the helmet doesn't actually shave your head,
how's it feel?
What really happens in the video?
It's a little strange.
Let's ask the expert.
So this point right here is where I thought that they actually interrupted the take, had a chance to shave the guy's head properly and put the helmet back on, and then combined a different take in this camera move, sort of a fancy digital transition.
Nope, more low-tech. In a world of digital tricks, this one outsmarts the experts.
We pull the switcheroo. Which one? We look exactly alike.
James and Michael cast up-and-coming twin comedians Keith and Kenny Lucas to star in the video.
In the ad, they actually mentioned something about being comfortable with having your hair shaved, but I didn't think much of it.
They said that, well, we'll be getting paid, so we were like, sure, whatever. We really need the money, so.
With the cast in place, Michael and James planned the shoot.
We had 2 identical helmets, basically, and 2 identical twins.
One did not shave his head. The other one was pre-shaven.
And we just kind of switched them out during a part where the camera is off screen.
And created the illusion that he had been shaved.
But it's easier said than done.
This entire thing was shot in a restroom, so the space is already super tight.
The dance has to be perfect when you're doing one take.
The twins would bump into each other while we had to switch them.
You don't want to run into someone with a helmet on.
No, not a helmet with razors.
Finally, after more than a dozen takes, they get it right.
Which is what the helmet is doing right now, times 4.
Just 2 days later, James and Michael upload the shave helmet to the masses.
People get to talk and they start reposting and resharing it, and then it just kind of spreads on its own.
Soon, the video has more than 1 million views.
One of the reasons this went viral is the fear factor.
Any last words, Kenny?
I don't know, man, pray for me.
The truth is, sometimes we like to see bad things happen on the internet. It's the truth. Sometimes we enjoy seeing other people have things go wrong.
Coming up, one of the hottest videos online.
Honestly, I thought we were going to get some severed fingers. That's 7,000 degrees.
The truth revealed when caught on camera. Viral videos, bogus or bona fide, continues. What do you get when you combine green slime, a 7,000 degree flame, and a scientist willing to try anything? Pure internet gold.
So this guy introduces this fire retardant foam and actually spreads some on his hand.
Styrofoam. You can see him putting the flame right to his hand.
I was just kind of tensely waiting for something horrible to happen.
Ah! He's actually withstanding it and not screaming in pain.
I would say that's a good enough test for anybody.
And as if that's not enough, what comes next will blow your mind and potentially turn your stomach.
Give me a spoon.
No.
This is a biodegradable, non-toxic, edible product. There it is.
He may believe in it, but many online viewers think it's more science fiction than actual science.
We've never seen anyone withstand this kind of heat right before our very eyes. My first inclination would be to think that this weren't possible.
But is it possible? For the answer, let's ask the Torchman himself, Tom Brundage.
This is not fake. This is the real thing.
Tom is a scientist and inventor who is at the helm of his own research company called the Armortherm Foundation.
We're specifically in the business of trying to create new products for the use of the public. Every substance that I make was made specifically for the purpose of maintaining the environment and just keeping people safe.
Some of those inventions include a pepper spray neutralizer, a microwave blowtorch, and even his own line of energy bars.
It's enjoyable to eat, and it'll give you energy and boost the immune system.
Tom's innovations catch the eye of George Heminger, host of the web series Survive and Thrive TV.
It's an interview series where I go out and I film different people trying to survive and thrive in the new economy.
The two meet and immediately click.
Tom just threw a bunch of different products at me, and I was like, you know, we should shoot some of this stuff because I've never seen them before.
That includes a flame-retardant foam that Tom is developing.
It was designed to put out a fire and it'll shield intense heat, but it has to still be biosafe, so it doesn't damage you.
Tom figures the best way to prove his product works is, well, trial by fire, and he's the guinea pig.
The torch could burn it through 2 to 3 inches of steel very easily. It melts like ice.
That's 7,000 degrees. Lava is 2,000 degrees.
If I put the torch to my hand, I had turned my hand to carbon within just a few milliseconds.
We're proving that this product that we have, this foam, it works. It works to the most extreme, the most dangerous situation.
Even after making sure the foam works off camera, Tom and George are nervous when they start the shoot.
Honestly, I thought we were going to get some severed fingers or something.
I was scared to death. You're afraid it's going to blow your skin right off.
But Tom brought that torch down to his hand, and it was touching the foam, and it's just like, I can't believe I'm catching this on camera.
It would seem that potentially setting yourself on fire would be enough. So why on earth does Tom eat the foam?
If you're going to make a really non-toxic material, then you should sit there and you should eat your own material to prove that the material is safe.
I have eaten the product. It's not like candy or anything like that, but it's bearable. I wouldn't say it's something you put in a bowl and eat for breakfast.
I've been eating this stuff, you know, off and on for 5 years. I'm perfectly healthy. I'm a healthy man.
In February 2012, George launches the video on the Survive and Thrive site. It catches fire, recording more than 700,000 hits.
It had all the elements to go viral. There was suspense, there was new information, there was danger.
I think half the people that watch this video expect a horrible accident to happen, but the fact that it actually demonstrates something amazing is what compels people to pass it on.
He's the typical crazy inventor in his garage, creating something amazing that's world-changing, and he's just crazy enough that you might actually believe him.
But here at Caught on Camera, we still have our doubts. Seeing is believing, and after we get the go-ahead from our lawyers, Tom agrees to recreate the hot action for our camera.
And there you go. So now, I get to eat this lovely material. So, where's our spoon? All right, this is going to be so delicious. This is good. Mmm.
Now for the answer to the question we've all been waiting to ask.
How's it taste?
Oh, like soap.
Coming up, a warning to parking enforcement officers all over the world.
That guy's sawing off them meters.
Do not give this guy a ticket.
I'm the crazy guy who cuts off parking meters.
And later, is this really happening? Or are we all a little tipsy?
I immediately got nervous because I'm like, please don't waste any good liquor.
When Caught on Camera viral videos, bogus or bona fide, continues. It's an all too familiar situation. You park your car, feed the meter, and come back just a few minutes too late. In October 2011, a video spreads across the web chronicling this very scenario, but with a twist.
So you have, it looks like maybe a cell phone camera that somebody sitting in the back of a cab has in New York.
No, it looks like an expired meter. They didn't come back in time, those guys.
And we see this altercation between a parking attendant and someone with a van.
And then the sparks fly. Literally.
Some other dude shows up in French Revolution style, heads off the parking meter.
There's no way that you can get a ticket if there's no meter, right?
It's a shocking moment that doesn't seem totally out of the realm of believability.
The look of this video is very authentic. It feels real.
It seems like you're really catching a moment in time, right? Like it already started before you got there. And there's real emotion and real animation.
But others feel the video is totally fake.
So the mistake they made is basically over-narrating the video.
That guy's sawing off them meters.
It starts reeking of that viral fake setup situation.
Captain Disillusion is right. The clip of the parking vigilante is bogus. It's another master hoax by Michael Krivicka and James Pursley of Think Moto. They create the piece to promote the sci-fi film In Time, starring Justin Timberlake.
The general concept of In Time is that money is replaced by time as a currency. Once your time expires, you die.
And we came up with an analogy to the movie by somebody who rebelled against a parking meter that was controlling his time.
The guys need the altercation to seem as real as possible, and that starts with the cast.
It's key in a viral video to use people who are realistic. We use real people, we don't use actors.
With that in mind, James and Michael are ecstatic when Deirdre Johnson auditions for the role of the parking enforcement officer.
I was a parole officer and a detective with the district attorney's office. I never served as a traffic enforcement agent, but I've had numerous experience with people that have been non-compliant and difficult.
And in the role of the saw-wielding carpenter, they hire an actual carpenter, Eric Weiss.
Eric was a carpenter who put an addition onto my own home.
Basically he asked me if I'd be interested in doing this viral video to promote this movie. I said, yeah, sure, what the heck, you know.
On the day of the shoot, Michael and James painstakingly recreate a busy New York street scene in a not-so-busy part of the city. The cast and crew gather first thing in the morning to stay under the radar.
Not one person can see us do this, because once that photo leaks, then it's all blown. They would see that it was a hoax because they would show the entire crew, the entire production.
In another effort to make it look real, Michael shoots the scene using his iPhone from the backseat of the cab, but it isn't easy.
Timing was a critical issue and we had to rehearse it many times.
And action!
On the first take, they encounter a serious setback.
It actually took too long to cut through the pole, but what we did is I cut through the post most of the way, so that when we did the cut, it just took a few seconds.
Now it takes half the time to tear through the pipe. The cast and crew nail the shot.
That's a wrap, everybody.
Soon after the shoot, they release the video with the intriguing title, Crazy Guy Cuts Off Parking Meter with Saw. The act of civil disobedience grabs the world's attention, gaining around 1 million hits in just a few days.
People relate to the frustration of getting a ticket.
Every now and then, wouldn't it be nice to just go crazy?
A lot of people were there, right with that guy, wielding an emotional chainsaw.
People want to know the truth behind the video, but those involved stay mum on the answer.
All the people who perform in our videos have to sign non-disclosure agreements not to reveal what they did.
I had a couple of people call me, customers of mine that were concerned about my well-being. I'm sure they didn't want to bring me into their house with their kids around thinking this is the crazy guy who cuts off parking meters.
Even Eric's own mother is fooled by the video.
She goes, that was great, but I raised you better than that. You shouldn't be doing that. I raised you better than that.
With the help of the crazy saw guy, In Time goes on to gross more than $172 million worldwide. So with all of this publicity, will we see Deirdre and Eric in another viral video or Hollywood blockbuster starring Justin Timberlake?
Justin, if there's a movie coming out and you need an actress, call me. You owe me.
The only way I'd probably consider acting for a living is if my back goes out and I can't actually do the craft that I enjoy doing.
Phew! After that last video, I bet we could all use a drink. In January 2012, a tricky video hits the web, leaving many viewers scratching their heads and thirsty for the truth.
We see first somebody choosing a card, he sets it down.
I could demonstrate this for you, but we'd have to replicate the experiment exactly, so I'm going to need a deck of those naked lady cards.
He sets up 2 shot glasses, one of whiskey, one of water.
Then they get put against each other with a playing card in between them.
When I first saw this, I immediately got nervous because I'm like, please don't waste any good liquor.
And with a tiny little opening, the whiskey escapes from the bottom glass and exchanges places with the water from the top glass.
When the spirited video launches, it becomes a viral hit, gaining hundreds of thousands of views.
There are no spoken words in this video, and yet you're watching something unfold. It's telling a story. And a great viral video tells a story. And sometimes it surprises you at the end. I mean, people love a surprise in a viral video.
Curious viewers debate if the trick is real or some sort of drunken hallucination.
I still don't really get it. I still don't even understand it.
The cameras are all closed and you can't quite tell who's doing what. So you might think that, oh, well, he's just tricking me to think that this crazy bar trick works. And then I'm going to go try it. I'm going to get a whiskey all over my house.
Well, if you've got some whiskey lying around the house and a little time on your hands, you will find the sobering truth. The trick is completely bona fide.
I think anyone that thinks this video is actually fake would benefit from some basic high school science education.
That's right. The water whiskey trick is no trick at all, but honest to goodness science.
Alcohol or ethanol is just less dense than water. So a certain amount of whiskey with really high alcohol content and a certain amount of water don't weigh the same.
If you slowly pull the playing card out, the whiskey will rise up and the water will sink down with minimal loss of liquor, which is the important thing.
So there you have it. Another helpful tip from your friends at Caught on Camera.
I will definitely try this trick now because, let's be honest, it's human nature to enjoy watching someone try and figure something out that you already know. It's some sort of sick, twisted rush that people have.
I have a feeling it is going to be very messy and very bad whenever I try it, especially because you probably aren't going to try it until you're drunk, and then it's really going to be a mess.
Coming up, what has two wheels and no fear? This guy.
This is exactly the kind of place that your mother told you not to ride your bike. You wouldn't think that anyone would try something this crazy.
Or would they? When Caught on Camera, viral videos, bogus or bona fide, continues. It's a simple concept. A man and his bicycle. But there's nothing simple about this video.
You've got this guy going to this train yard and just using it as his personal playground.
This is exactly the kind of place that your mother told you not to ride your bike.
Bouncing across rusted out buildings, old train tracks. Using the world like a jungle gym on wheels.
This guy had health insurance. He doesn't anymore.
I don't think I could even jump around like that on my feet, much less on wheels.
When this clip called Industrial Revolutions hits the web, it becomes an instant phenomenon, collecting more than 5 million views.
There's a fascination with people who have gone to great lengths to push themselves and to do things that are seemingly impossible.
Are they seemingly impossible or actually impossible?
It's a little like seeing a tightrope walker at a circus. It's so unbelievable.
You might think it was fake because you wouldn't think that anyone would try something this crazy.
So, is he crazy or not crazy? Hard to say. But this video is definitely bona fide.
There's not much that you could really fake about something like this. This biking video gets Captain Disillusion's seal of approval. It's totally real and it's very impressive.
The daring biker is Danny McCaskill, a master of the sport called trials riding.
Trials in its basic form is trying to get your bike up and over obstacles without putting your feet down.
Trials riding is extremely dangerous, and Danny takes serious safety precautions.
I also think it's really important to wear a helmet. You know, I've smashed about 14 or 15 helmets over my life, and every one of those could have been a fractured skull or worse.
Danny teams up with filmmaker Stu Thompson to shoot a segment of a documentary focusing on urban sports called Concrete Circus.
We just tried to come up with a sort of 5-minute film that showed Danny off in the best light, really.
Their first challenge is to find a location.
I was looking for derelict buildings, old concrete that had sort of nice backdrops.
They find that and more when they come across an abandoned ironworks factory and train yard in the Scottish countryside.
The location's so stunning, it's beautiful, the colour's incredible.
Over the course of a grueling week, Danny and Stu meticulously plan out and shoot various stunts.
I remember last time being too scared to jump this. I kind of still am. It's horrible.
He likes to push himself really hard, so there's a big element of danger involved in what he's doing.
You know, I had a lot of crashes. You know, nothing ever happens first time, that's for sure. Some of it takes hours of attempt.
But when Danny nails a stunt, it seems to defy the laws of physics.
I would say the favourite clip was probably just riding along the top of the steam train. It just made me feel like a kid when I was filming it.
The big draw for a lot of people is probably him riding down the cable, because that was just stepping up again from what he's done in the past and what he's capable of.
You're sort of holding your breath in case he falls.
Generally speaking, people who balance on a bar usually take it between the legs. Let's be honest.
But it was more a case of just trying to get on it and trying to focus on getting to the end. I would make it 2/3 of the way down, you know, maybe 60, 70 times.
Danny attempts the most difficult and dangerous trick the last day of shooting.
Danny's backflipping off a tiny little bit of metal, 6 feet off the ground, landing on concrete.
By that time I was very physically tired and mentally tired.
I had to stay focused to make sure I had the shot.
That took a lot of run-ups.
And he would just brakes on, not got it. And he just kept doing that over and over again.
Because you have to be 100% committed.
Attempt after brutal attempt. And then finally, Danny pulls off the incredible backflip.
It worked out, which is great, but even when you land it clean, you get stinging wrists and ankles.
For Danny, all of the pain and hard work is worth it. When Industrial Revolutions goes viral, it brings worldwide attention to trials bike riding and awes millions.
Most of us have day jobs. We're kind of envious of people who get to go out there and try these amazing things, and we just want to live vicariously through their experiences.
It's aspirational. It's the reason why we dream, so that we can be like one of these guys.
I feel very lucky to be in the position I am. You know, I'm getting to ride my bike for a living. I hope to be able to do it for a number of years yet.